Hello, good afternoon. So,
Hello, everyone. A very, very good afternoon. Um, Mayank, we shall start, right?
Yeah, let's begin.
absolutely, yes.
Okay, so a very, very good afternoon to each and every one of you, and a very, very warm welcome to the curtain raiser for the IIT Kanpur CTO program, Batch 5. Thank you all for taking out time to join us today. We're delighted to see such strong interest from, senior leaders and aspiring CTOs who are looking to deepen their strategic and leadership capabilities. So, the purpose of today's session is to give you a very broader overview of the program and its vision, structure, and the academic philosophy to help you understand what makes this program distinct and why you all are here. So, this is just meant to set the context. More detailed academic and the academic orientation and the technical orientation will happen uh, in the coming days. So it's my pleasure to introduce you to Mayank Verma, the CEO of Lead Up Universe. And he has about 20 more than 20 years of experience in the field, and now is into educational sectors, trying to bridge that gap between the industries and education. Mayank, over to you, please.
Hey, thanks, Sudeep, for opening the session and setting the context. And very warm welcome to all the participants here, and many congratulations, in fact, for getting into the program. Could we go to the next slide?
Just
So it's a short presentation as it's a curtain raiser, and this is to quickly let everyone know who've joined that we will be joined by Arks Srinivas as well in a bit, who is the CEO at IIT Kanpur IFSET, which is also the E&ICT Academy at IIT Kanpur. Uh, as I was saying, that this is the first time that a program has been curated by such a prestigious institution to ensure that researched frameworks and techniques and tactics, or maybe the tools and tackles are given away to technology enthusiasts like you folks to understand uh, how to work with a new technology, right? And that's why this program has also been going through many changes over the past 4 to 5 batches, so that it delivers more value to folks. But there's a change in context and why we came up with this program. That's very important to understand. Can we go to the next slide, Suti? So as we all know, the role is quite a bit shifting, right? If I tell you from my experience, because we keep talking to a lot of CXOs, the questions in the boardroom are very different today. It's not about what technology you're working on. Those have become hygiene, which used to be very strategic earlier. Today they're talking about what is our technology roadmap going forward. How does the emerging technology look like? Should we invest there or not? Do we know how to do a feasible, viable, desirable study around our product idea, right? Do we know how to ensure that there's a digital and a technology ready mindset in the organization? So it's quite a bit of a shift than what we saw earlier for especially a CTO role or a technology lead role. And even in the space of generative AI or tech spaces, when it comes to AI and similar technologies, the question is no more about do I know how to use the tool, but it's about can I make a product out of it? And if the product already is there, can I contribute meaningfully to the product or not? So the dialogues and the language is shifting quite a bit. I don't know how many of you have experienced that right now, but at the senior level, the conversations are shifting. It's drifting towards more and more delivering real value than just it being a cost guzzler, so to say, right? Can we go to the next slide, please, Sudhi? So when we designed this program, we looked at that the program should have certain building blocks that delivers value over a certain period of time, and hence it has a 8 month long journey, right? Wherein it has several layers to it. One layer is definitely telling about the new technology, about the various pieces that tech leaders should know, from all behavioral to technology to team building to building a resilient organization to delivering value at the end, which is a pitch that happens at the campus. But above all of this, I think the most important part is that it runs with a common thread of a project that you all will be working on in small cohorts, right? And that 8 month journey where you apply each bit by bit, the learning that you are having in modules, bit by bit on each of the product pieces or the project pieces, it becomes in a certain sense a vehicle on which your journey travels, right? And it gives you a certainty on various questions that usually appear in our learning journey, and it just addresses those questions in a beautiful manner because the mentors will be allocated for these projects to have reviews. There'll be nuanced view around it at the end of the 8 months when you go to the campus for a pitch on the projects, and the best of the projects will also be acknowledged. And we have seen that in batch 1 or 2, couple of projects have gone into a productization phase. So you never know what happens with them, right? So the orientation of this program that you've enrolled for will start on the 31st. The batch will start on the 14th Feb, which means your session will happen on the 14th of Feb. Typically, these sessions are over the weekends. It's a hybrid learning model. And why we call it hybrid? Because there will be one immersion that will happen very soon. We will announce the dates for that. And then there will be immersion at the end, right? And the difference between these two is that we have observed once you all meet together in the beginning of the program itself, there is a certain relationship that gets established, and that's very important for the project success, right? Because you would know who you're meeting with, who you're working with, what kind of a person he or she is, and it helps just to break the ice in a better way. So over the 8 months then you work on the project, and when you come back in the immersion at the end, you have a really good understanding of how the projects have moved through these 8 months with various building blocks and how they come and sit on these project pieces time to time. We'll have IIT faculties and industry practitioners, and what's the difference? Can we go to the next slide? So you will have folks who would be coming through the IIT ecosystem. So can we go to the next one? Or are you stuck? Okay. I've spoken about this. So they'll be mentoring from tech leaders, typically 4 to 6:30 Saturdays, 11 to. So these are optics. You can always refer to it later. But it has various layered pieces, as you can see. There are classroom sessions, there is a simulation, there are master classes, there are campus immersions. So it's a little differently designed program so that it gives you both networking and learning and brand building, because that's also very important. And you could have seen over the digital handles, especially LinkedIn, where people are posting quite a bit about this program and the impact it has delivered for them. Let's go to the next slide. So has Srinivas joined in?
Not yet.
Okay, not a problem. So as I was saying that it's certified by the E&ICT Academy at IIT Kanpur, and he happens to be the person. He's also a PhD from IIT Kanpur. He's an IMC grad. So he will be taking a few sessions. He's a finance major, so he will be taking a few sessions on finance for you folks as for sure, because it's very important, as I was saying, going forward for tech leads to have finance, uh, not a very nuanced understanding, but at least a good understanding of how PNL and projects work, right? It's very important to have a feasibility, viability, as well as desirability study hands-on for a tech lead going forward for sure. It's a need that is becoming more and more important by the day. If we go to the next slide, Stuti, it another one. It talks about various folks that will be interacting with you. Uh, Hands down, I think Professor Arnab that you see on the slide is one of the well-known names in the tech education industry. He's from IIT Kanpur. He's a very senior professor there. Followed by Kushal Shah, who is an ex-faculty at IIT Delhi. He's a IIT Madras postgrad and also a undergrad from IIT Madras itself. Vijay happens to be a CTO. Mukesh happens to be a CTO. Sampath is a CTO again. And Choton happens to be a professor at the Wisconsin University in US. Now, the idea of getting all these folks is that you get a good flavor of what's happening in the other side of the world, because the simulation, the quality of conversations that are happening at that side of the world is where the influence happens to this side of the world, and we know it, right? So something catches up in the West, and East gets influenced in the right manner. So it was very important for us to bring this entire ecosystem together for you folks to learn from the best. So the CTOs will be talking about, for example, the CTO mindset. Does it take to think like a CTO? How do you establish those principles in a team formation? How do you establish those principles when you're looking at technology road mapping, so on and so forth. But when it comes to, for example, a Kushal Shah, it's very important to understand how do you look at RAG differently? How do you look at LLMs differently? How do you look at agentic AI differently? How do you look at implementation in a way that productization can happen or a contribution can happen to a product journey in a better way? But when it comes to Gaurinath, for example, then it's very important to see that how governance and cybersecurity works in the right manner for you, right? Because those will be important decision criteria when the projects are going live, or when you're working on projects, or when you're becoming a senior leader. It's very important to have a tick mark on that piece. Otherwise, it goes for a toss, right? When it comes to Professor Arnab, at the campus itself, you will experience first-hand sessions with him, and we'll try to get him into some of the sessions online as well, where he'll talk about leadership in the tech space and also how technology leadership is looked at. So it's a very good mix of folks that you will experience over the 8 months, and that's what we are excited about, and I think that's how this has been delivering value. There are a lot of mentors who will keep interacting with you over the course of 8 months, and these mentors have very, very strong experience, not only as a CTO but also as technology leaders, as people who are handling millions of dollars on a project, or have been creating products using AI, or building and scaling AI solutions, or building and scaling organizations for that matter, and making a CTO role worth its metal, right? So that's what the program overall structuring is like. What's on the next slide for us, Stuti? This is a very quick view of who we are, but I don't think that's very important right now to look at. But what I definitely want to talk about is Leadup Universe as a strategic partner to some of the leading universities is very mindful of curating some of the very high impact, powerful programs for only working executives. So that's why you will see we are not a marketplace. We only have a XLRI or IMU or IIT Kanpur, IIM Udaipur, or IIM Calcutta, or a Thunderbird, which is a ASU university. So we have very few universities, but very deep relationships, and we're curating very, very specific programs with very detailed and a nuanced view for people to take away very specific skills, right? And not very generic skills as they get into the program. Any questions so far before we look at the possibility of Srinivas joining us in case he hasn't till now? Any questions for me, folks?
No.
Uh,
No,
Thanks,
Mike,
Mayank, for the quiz.
really good that you have conducted this curtain raiser session today. I'm glad to be in the group here. I've enrolled for the CTO program today, and then happy to be part of this team now. And more to hear from the group and the faculty members here to understand how we can leverage the kind of course curriculum and the end outcome that what we are aspiring to be the CTOs, and being in an entrepreneur area. So I have a lot of expectations from the group that how the technology is really helping to lead to the next paradigm shift of AI that's up there as part of the leadership level of stewarding the whole the industry. Yeah.
Great. Happy to have you here, and I'm really glad that it's resonating with senior leaders like yourself. I'm really good to see, I've seen the profiles and the average experience that sits in the cohort, so that's also very rich, and which I think will help each one of us to learn in a very different manner. At the same time, I think, as I was saying, that we interact with a lot of CXOs in our process of curating such programs. They all say, and especially the CEOs, they all talk about the fact that our CTO, we want him to be a leader now and not a technology guy, right? And when we say, what do you mean by that? So he says it's about building the organization rather than just building a product. And when we say, why don't you double click on that further? So then he talks about, can I have the right talent density in the company, not for only solving the now, but also the future? Can I look at pieces of emerging technologies that I can put some money on the side, but the CTO is not giving me confidence to do that, right? So if I put that money on the side, can we do some R&D to make that money count for the company and do something in the future, which is doubling up on the revenues? Can my CTO look at top line and bottom line and also deliver solutions in a very cost effective manner? Because as they all, I'm sure you all also know, but as they see, it can no longer be a money guzzler. It has to be a very effective, cost effective, time effective model going forward. And with a lot of these technologies emerging, it's speeding up go-to-market for many companies. It's speeding up project completion for many companies. It's speeding up service optimization for many companies. It's speeding up productivity on the shop floor for many organizations, right? And at many shops, even they want all of these 3-4 things to happen at the same time, right? So it's becoming a little complex, and they are definitely expecting the leaders to do a very good job. And that's what they mean by a future tech leader or a CTO, to be a leader than just a technology person, right? So hence this program was important, and that's why you see the folks that we have got on to the slide which you were seeing, or got and onboarded for the program. They all have a mix of technology, leadership, simulation leaders who've kind of created capabilities in a simulated environment for leaders like yourselves. So it's very important that we take the max out of this program. What I would also urge each one of you to do is do speak to your leader representative in case there is any gap that you see, and do it in time. What we have learned is that people usually sit with their dissatisfaction for a long time, and then they come back and we lose time on correcting it, because the program would have moved substantially forward, right? So if there is something that does not resonate, because as I said, it's a program that has got curated and evolved over time. But today it's quite a bit of a strong curriculum embedded into a way, in a structured manner today that is delivering value. But as I said, if you have input, please give that input on time and immediately, right? The other suggestion I would have is that once these cohorts are built, which are the cohorts of 4 to 5 people, who would be working on a certain project from the start till the end, it would be very important for each one of you to understand that you all are working professionals, but at the same time, you're signed up for this program. So please take out time and provision that so that you are able to come together to make that project go live, right? Because we have seen challenges where because of one or two people not available, the other three are not able to progress so well because the decisions are not done collectively with the five or six folks in the group, right? So it's very important that we appreciate that and we make it happen. Yes. We have been finally joined by Arks. Hey, thank you so much for jumping in. I know you were in back-to-back meetings.
I'm extremely sorry for the delay. I was also outside, not in the campus today.
Sure. No, so we had a good conversation till now. We've given a good view of the program, but it would be nice if you could talk about the E&ICT Academy, their experience at the immersion, because folks, he is the person I was talking about when I was showing the slide on him and the E&ICT Academy. So it would be nice to hear from him as well, how professors from the IIT ecosystem, as well as he himself, as I said, would be taking sessions for you folks and the immersion experience. Over to you, Aks. I won't take any more of the
Thanks so much. Thank you. A very warm welcome to all of you once again to the E&ICT Academy, IIT Kanpur. And like Mayank has probably given the overview of what we do, let me just give you a very, very brief understanding of what we are even trying to do. The E&ICT Academy, which comes under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, started these academies as way back in as 2015. Over the last 10 years, now in the 11th year, apart from training faculty members in emerging technologies and other areas, we are now embarking, or rather over the last few years, we have embarked on upskilling specifically students and more importantly, higher end professionals, people with more than 5-10 years of experience. And that is again within the Digital India mandate of the Government of India. Now, what we do here is the IIT professors mostly are not always well versed with what's happening in the industry as such. So therefore, we kind of tie up with organizations, tech organizations like LeadUp and others, wherein we get in the best industry talent while also ensuring you get the best, the latest in research, latest in technology within the campus, within IITs, within all these EICT academies. There are 3 IITs, 3 NITs, others. So it's not just one institute's information that you get or let's say the inputs that you get, but also a variety of inputs which we collect together, curated in such a way that your 8 to 12-month journey, depending on how long it takes, 8 to 9 months, 10 months, which includes even a campus immersion, I think we are trying to kind of get the best professionals out, upskill them so that they are ready for larger responsibilities. That's what we do. I am the academic coordinator of E&ICT Academy, IIT Kanpur. Dr. B.V. Funny is the chief investigator, but for all practical purposes, you will be seeing or rather hearing from me as we go along into your program. And I'm both MBA from IIM Calcutta and PhD from IIT Kanpur. So I have both the technology side and the management side. So obviously you'll have to probably hear me a lot as we go along. But this is a curtain raiser session. Sorry for once again apologizing for the delay. But what we really like is to kind of keep that engagement on as we go along. We will also create our a WhatsApp group for us so that it's been easier to communicate with each other as well as look at what is best required for each one of you. I think, Mayank, I don't know whether you have taken through the entire program as such, what exactly we, including this the CIP as we call it, the campus immersion.
Yeah, broadly we've spoken about it. We will, on the orientation day, which is planned later, we will be giving them a module to module view. 14th February, the session starts officially. So they will be then going into the sessions as we
So
discussed
on
with
that
them.
orientation, what we can also do, because today is just a curtain raiser, man, I think what I would love to do is we will also have all the learners, all the participants. We will also look at individually what is their expectation from this program in terms of where they are and where they would like to go. I'm not saying we will curate it absolutely individually for individuals, but broadly, our output from this program should be that they should endorse it a lot more. As simple as that. That's my fundamental objective.
It's a great thought. We can shoot a Google form to them to just fill it up and
If
give it
it's
to us.
possible, that'll be a nice idea. I
Yeah,
think
we
so.
can do that. I think if people can drop a yes or a no in chat, it would be a good validation. We have
Would
more
that
than
help? Yeah,
45 odd people. Okay. All right. Sounds good. So that's a well taken idea then, Alex.
yeah. It'll really help us to curate it if required be. More importantly, I think handhold them if required be, which is what we are trying to do.
Sounds great. In
Excellent.
any case, the team is here. They're taking notes, so we will ensure that they get a link and then we take it forward from there. As I'm sure there would be some patterns that would emerge out of those
Absolutely.
documents, and we can take it forward there.
And एक काम करना पड़ेगा man. We will have to also are we doing 2 CIPs or 1 CIP for this batch?
Two will be happening, so I've told them they'll get a date very soon for the first one. And the last one will be where they will present the projects at the end as per the design. So they'll go through the entire end-to-end view of module-wise coverage on the orientation, which is just around the corner, another 13 days. And then we should definitely get them the invite email much in advance, because I'm sure they're all working, so they would want to apply for their leaves and plan their travel, etc. So we'll do that in.
We will decide it. I think this week itself.
Absolutely. So that will come through everyone. So you all will get an email officially from the Spock of the program, and you will have all the information with you.
Absolutely. Wonderful.
Okay, just looking at the watch also. Any questions that anyone has for Arks or me or anything in general?
Yeah. Hi, Meng. This is Shelly here.
Hi, Shelly.
And hi. So I had one question. I think I've spoken to your team member, Puneet, as well regarding the same. So I was curious to know. I know I had gone through the course and the modules which would be covered, but I want to know the support which we would be getting after the course is completed, the kind of network which we can be part of, because I understand there's no alumni status which we get after this course. And for us, after spending 20, 21 years of our careers, we are looking for a brand tag to be associated with us to get to the next phase in our career. So that's something which I was keen on, and I just wanted to understand what do you have in mind, and what have the previous batches gone through, and how the network or the program has helped them post the program as well.
So that's a great question. Thanks, Shelly. And I think I completely agree. And that's why LeadUp came to life, because it was not only curating programs or leading university top B schools, but also creating spaces for these leaders to come together and meet up with a couple of CXOs and create a brand, right? So we have these physical as well as, webinars that we do, but more importantly, the physical spaces where we get events going, and we get CXOs as well as industry leaders to come in. It has a mix of panels, sometimes some other format, but most importantly, it gets the opportunity for people to make a good network, because everyone who comes in that space is coming purely for building a network and not for a general gyan or some shit like that, right? So because for that you have SHRMs of the world, or you have many others in the world. So we very pointedly and with a purpose of getting people together to build a network, and that's why we create those event spaces. And it happens across cities, like it happens in Gurgaon, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai. So we do these, but it gets spread out across the year. So, but all the folks who go through our program, whether it's this program, other programs, they all kind of come there, and average experience anyways is 17 to 18 years. So someone is leading some organization, someone is leading a function, somebody is leading a region, so on and so forth. Some people are global, and then we also have CXOs who come in. And there has been an impact for sure. People have made a lot of good friends over the years, and that's a very strong network now.
Yeah, if I can add, Mayank.
Yes, please.
Shaili, one other thing that we do, the two things that we do, like I said, we have Lead Up as our partner for the CTO program, correct? So Lead Up itself, like Mayank was explaining, does a lot of these connect programs across cities, along with across industry professions. What we do under the E&ICT Academy IIT Kanpur is we also do very similar things to add to the effect. So let me just give you an idea. We what we do is called the E&ICTA Connect, EICTA Connect. What LeadUp does is they have programs with IIM Calcutta, with XLRI, and a couple of others. And all the programs that LeadUp does with brands like IIT Kanpur, IIM Calcutta, etc., they bring them together. What we do is, that is one step that helps. The second step, which comes from IIT Kanpur directly, is that we have other programs also, professional certificate programs in data sciences, artificial intelligence, robotics, and other areas, cybersecurity, etc. So what we do is have these connects also on a regular basis. Get you into, like you are absolutely correct, and we kind of say it in upfront that you don't get an alumni status from IIT Kanpur in that sense. However, E&ICT academies, there are 7 of them. So it's an EICTA consortium, network status that you get, which is where we kind of help you to connect you in 3 ways. A, general networking. 2, utilize and cross-utilize placement abilities or placement opportunities. And the third is also connect you for wherever consulting or capacity building requirements for the country, for the institutes as such. So for example, Shaili Tripathi wants to teach tomorrow. In certain areas, she is very good at. Today, she may or may not get that kind of an opportunities, but once you are a part of the, the networking group, you get these opportunities on a regular basis too. So that will kind of connect you to bigger things. We don't ever promise, and neither in any of the IITs, IIMs, we ever promise that you will definitely get a job. But the whole idea in life is to create that kind of a platform, which will kind of hopefully get you what you want. But I mean, without any doubt about it, I'll tell you, it is also individual driven. You will have to put in that effort. Your skills, your abilities also make a difference.
Sure.
I hope
Thank
you
you.
got
That helps. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
you so
for
much.
asking the question. Any last question? Just being mindful of the time.
Any recommendation, gentlemen, from your side in case how we should be utilizing this time before we get into the program as a prerequisite? Any guidance on that?
I have one for sure. Just come with an open mind so that the learning happens better, and that takes some time for people to do, right? So just drop the inhibitions and also drop what could come in the way of learning, and that might take a bit of time. So yes, please do that for sure.
Yeah, that's it. Absolutely. Wonderful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Back to Stuti for a closure note.
No, thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Arks, and also Mayank for, explaining everything and giving much more clarity to the participants. So we've already had the question and answers. I would just like to highlight the dates again. 31st January 2026 is your academic and the technical orientation. Details for the time shall be shared with you very, very shortly. Also, regarding your first class, it either happens on 14th of February or can be preponed, which is on 8th of February. So just keep your timings a little, keep your dates a little freer. Then So our team will ensure that you receive all the relevant details well in advance to keep to help you plan accordingly. So also thank you so much for coming in on a Saturday afternoon. And on behalf of IIT Kanpur, E&ICT IIT Kanpur and program team, we wish you all the very best for this course, and we look forward to seeing
Quick
you.
question. Sorry to
Yes,
interrupt you,
yes,
Stuti.
yes, please.
Rakesh here. What is the agenda for 31st January? I mean, I didn't quite catch
So,
that.
31st January, we'll go much deeper into the modules, the program structure, your grading. Your LMS will be shared with you, the credentials. You'll get to know that how you have to use it. All your readings, your recordings of the classes will be available on the same. So, it's going to be a much deeper understanding of the program and how you go about it. So this is just an overview. So what we had today was just an overview, but on the orientation day, it is going to be much in detail. So that is an important milestone for you to, understand or, complete, I would say.
Okay. Sure. Okay. Thank you.
No
So
problem. Any other
Prasenjit, I think
queries? Yes.
Prasenjit has a question, I guess.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I'm Prasenjit Banerjee
Hi.
from Mumbai. Just a couple of questions. One is that it was shown in the beginning that Saturday is from 4 p.m. to 6:30, and the online class Sunday, it was shown two timings are given, 11 a.m. to 1:30, and then 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. So can you clarify on that?
So you will get a confirmation on 31st for sure
Definitely.
with exact schedules.
So it will be at one time, or it will be
One
Sunday
time.
will be two times?
One time.
One time only. We'll just clarify the timings in a few days, for you to plan your calendars.
Okay, one last question from my side. That not everybody is from the same background. Like I am not from a computer science background, and maybe some of the other people may not be there. So how do you align that we start off on the same note? Like at this kind of program, can you put some insight on that? That how do we
So
align that?
it's designed in that fashion, Prasenjit. Thanks for pointing that out. It's designed in that fashion that you don't need to be a coder, or you don't need to be a person who comes from a very strong tech background. But if you're gone are the days when a CTO had to be a tech guy. Now it's more of an understanding of technology that you should have, but most importantly, you should be a leader to be able to put a technology roadmap together. So as you move along with the program, you'll see what it means.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I
All right.
Sorry, I just want to confirm. This is Sandhya. So the orientation is online, right?
Yes,
Yeah. All of this is online. For immersion, we'll let you know.
we'll let you know and we'll inform you well in advance so that you can book your tickets, plan your calendar accordingly.
Thank you.
And folks, that will be for 2 days, so don't worry. It's going to be a 2-day immersion.
Great.
All right.
So thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great afternoon and evening ahead. Great day ahead. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.
You.
Bye.
Thank you all.
Thanks, everyone.